is your boy Travis Kinley coming back to you with another one. I'm not trying to be that guy that records videos with his shirt off, but today an exception must be made. It is hot. It is really hot for real. Only like 2 people are going to know what I did just now. Seriously though, it is hot. It is really hot for real. So today's video just must be made with the shirt off. All right. Check this out. I figured right now while I'm idling to cool the truck down, it is a great time to make a video, APU versus EPU. Because it is hot, man. Number one. And number two, I had this experience that, I don't know, it just kind of surprised me a little bit. All right. APU versus EPU. And we're going to throw the story right on the front half of the video. Story is this. I'm sitting in a parking lot for, let's see, if I left on Sunday, I got here probably on Monday or Tuesday. So I got here Monday or Tuesday. And today's Thursday. And of course, the APU's been running the whole time. Okay, it's hot. It's been triple digits almost every single day. It's definitely been triple digits in what it feels like outside. We're in the high 90s. It's been actual triple digits the first part of the week. APU's been running. When I parked, I had more than a quarter tank of fuel. I had somewhere around 3/8 worth of fuel. This morning, I needed to work. And when I started my truck, I had just a hair less than a quarter of a tank of fuel. By the time I only needed to drive, well, we'll say it like this. By the time I'd driven only about 20 miles, now I'm deep in the red zone. Okay? Deep in the red zone. Much deeper than I'd like to be. I have already passed all the fuel stops. Okay? So just in the 20 miles, I mean, it just kept like ticking down, fuel gauge. Kept ticking down. And I'm like, what in the world is going on, man? Fuel gauge, I guess, was just having a correction moment. By the time I did 5 more miles, now I am on the E line. Well, a hair above the E line. Depending on what minute you ask me. Sometimes it was on the E line, other times a hair above the E line. I'm like, man, dude. I still got to get unloaded and make it to a fuel station 13 miles from here. Fortunately, I made it. But that is what I've been thinking about making this video for quite some time since I've been in this truck. Because I felt like now I have an informed opinion on what it's like to have both an APU and an EPU. I have now been in this truck, I don't really remember, to be honest with you, maybe coming up on a month or something like that. So now we can make the video. APU versus EPU. After almost running out of fuel today, let's talk APU versus EPU. Pros of an APU. Blows cold air. Alright, awesome. Okay. I'm told they also make some that blow hot air, but most people choose a bunk heater. Don't know, hadn't really seen it, researched it. Another pro of an APU is that, I don't know. I mean, blows cold air. You know what I mean? I really can't think of all the pros in APU. Okay, reasons I prefer an EPU over an APU. Reasons why I enjoyed the EPU in the 579 that I drove at Prime over this APU. Number one, noise. Okay? It's not like you die from the noise. It's not like you lose a lot of sleep from the noise, but an EPU is just quiet. You don't hear anything except the air moving, because it's just batteries. You don't hear anything except the air moving. Noise. Okay? For me, it took me a little bit to get used to the APU cutting on. Sometimes I'd even jump because I was like, yeah, what is that? Like, it just sounds like, a truck right outside about to hit you or something. I don't know. You're kind of like, what in the world is that? Noise is definitely one. Second one is this. Fuel. Fuel. Okay? It would only take 30 minutes or so of idling in order to recharge the batteries in the 579 I had. And I say that because of the situation I'm in right now, where you're sitting in one spot in the heat, extreme heat at that, for a while. It only takes about 30 minutes to charge your batteries. Even so, when you're driving with an APU, you're just taking a 10-hour break. In weather like this, you need the air running all night long. And that APU is running all night long. Fuel. With an EPU, you just do not experience fuel loss. And if you do, it's not going to be as much as the APU drinking on it all day long. The 30 minutes of you idling, even 45, let's call it an hour. An hour of you idling is not going to equate to the APU drinking all night long. An hour of you idling to charge your batteries for another 10-hour, what would you call it? Another 10-hour cycle? Because the EPU would blow air for roughly about 10 hours. You get about 10 hours out of it. So the hour of fuel that you consume idling does not seem to equate to the APU slowly trickling the fuel all night long, all day long, just trying to keep up. And then you find yourself in moments like this where you need to crank the truck up anyways, because the heat layer at the top of the truck is just working its way down. Tried to open the top windows, but it really is that hot outside. The air really is that hot outside. It didn't just pass the air through. That is another reason why I like EPUs over APUs. Number 3, I would prefer an EPU because of the maintenance. There is, I shouldn't say virtually no maintenance, but really the only thing you're worrying about is replacing batteries, right? Had that Peterbilt at Prime about almost a year, 1 month shy of a year. Had that Peterbilt at Prime 11 months, needed nothing. Didn't need anything. Don't need it to be serviced. You don't need it to change. You don't need to change the oil in it. You don't need anything. The battery still performed very well. You don't need anything. You don't need anything at all. So that's another reason, because there's just, everything's just battery and computer operated, that you're just changing filters, but you don't need it serviced. It's not, affecting your inverter. And I mean, you don't have any of those problems. Okay. That is another reason why I enjoyed the EPU in my Prime Pete over having an APU. I thought the EPU was absolutely awesome, man. Absolutely awesome. It's quiet. Just turn it on. Everything will be fine. Number 4, in response to number 2, I think it was, or whatever. I was talking about the batteries, right? You didn't have to engage auto start on the EPU, meaning, once you do it enough, you know whether your batteries are going to get low enough, whether you need auto start or not. Or you might say, so here's how the EPU works if you're not familiar. The EPU, actually controlling the air and everything inside of the truck, have a different set of auxiliary batteries. So you got the 4 batteries under your, outside of your door, kick panel. I don't know what you want to call that. You got the 4 batteries right there outside of your driver's door, but then you have an additional 4 batteries that are located about under your passenger seat or so. Kind of back passenger seat, something like that. Like in that area underneath the truck, in front of the fuel tank is basically what I'm saying. So when you're running the air in your truck, it is draining off of your auxiliary batteries. People with the person with my 579 should know you can actually check both sets of batteries on your dash, at least in the 21 579. It's draining off of your auxiliary batteries. So if you so decided, you didn't necessarily have to engage the auto start. The auto start technology is actually different from the smart air, which is the EPU technology. Now you see what I'm saying? So for example, No Luck Trucking, I don't think they care. They have auto start technology in their truck, but they do not have the smart air EPU technology. See what I'm saying? So you didn't have to engage auto start just because you're running the air in your truck. If you know, at the end of when I'm ready to drive, my batteries will be so low that auto start will engage my truck, but they will not be so low that the smart air technology is now feeding off of my main batteries. Just don't engage auto start. And then you can start your truck the next day. See what I'm saying? So you don't even necessarily have to use the fuel. There were times when I'd be right on the line and I would turn auto start off because I knew, well, I'm leaving in like an hour and a half. There's no need for the truck to idle for an hour and I'm about to leave in an hour and a half. I got plenty enough juice in my main batteries to start the truck. We'll ride. See what I'm saying? So, especially after today, I really appreciate the EPU. And I was like, man, if anybody's on my YouTube and they're like, man, deciding, do I want EPU, APU, buying a brand new truck, whatever the case may be, maybe you should just talk to a couple people with EPU. That's what I'm saying. There were some people who would complain at Prime. They're like, oh, it keeps turning off. I turn the heat on and it'll turn off if I set it on a certain temperature. There are ways to get around that. I spoke about it in another video before. This video is already too long for me. I had to do it in a different video. But as far as the thresholds, it's computerized. So you can change the thresholds like an HVAC unit at home, right? It cuts on, turns off by itself. You have to change the thresholds in the actual computer. So you have to stop by a dealer. Yeah, pretty sure nobody else to my knowledge can do it. You have to go to a dealer. Nevertheless, it is hot out here. Straight up, I would not have survived in my truck. I would have been in a B&B right now. No way I'd be in my truck in this heat. No way. Would have been gone a long time ago. So anyways, I'm kicking it. Nothing really. I just needed I hadn't posted a video in a while. I just need a break, man. I've been learning a lot about life, about leadership, about leading as a husband and father, about discipline, about the mindset of those who are successful. I've been learning a lot, man. I can't really summarize it right here. So I just need a break from YouTube for a little bit. I just need to think, and it's like housekeeping for your brain. You know what I mean? For those of us who are married, sometimes your wife will get in that cleaning mode. She get real quiet and she just be cleaning everything. And maybe I should just go ride the motorcycle. You know what I mean? Like maybe I should just stay out of the way right now. That's kind of like where I've been. So, anyways, everything's going good though. I'm good. Just chilling, working, ready to go home. This load ends in about 4 or 5 days is what I'm just going to say off the top of my head. And then I'm actually flying home so I can get there fast because I have another load in about 3 weeks after that, 2 to 3 weeks after that. So I want to get home as fast as I possibly can and then get back to work as fast as I possibly can while maximizing home time. So that's the decision I made on that. So I'm really excited about that. Anyways, just wanted to check in with you guys about these APU, EPU, because it is burning hot. Y'all stay cool, stay hydrated. You already know what the motto is. Work hard, play hard, sleep hard, find you somebody to love. I love y'all. Don't forget, it's not about what you believe. It's all about why you believe it. Live free.